following presentation of the Southeastern Conference. A new era of the SEC begins in 2024 on ESPN and ABC.
When darkness descends and the decibels rise, there is simply nothing like Tiger Stadium in Baton Rouge.
This is Death Valley. This is truly a place where opponents' dreams come to die.
LSU, Arkansas. They are playing for the Golden Boot.
It's a rivalry game, so tough games that we've had with them.
Touchdown, Arkansas! Do you believe this? He returns this for a touchdown!
I'm preparing for Arkansas.
It ain't Arkansas, it's Arkansas, baby.
The most physical football team will win the game.
Go in there and love every second, embrace the noise.
On a hot Louisiana Saturday night, 102,000 ready to roar. It is the Fighting Tigers' first big home game of the season. A border rivalry for the Golden Boot Trophy and the conference opener for the Arkansas Razorbacks. Sam Pittman, off a disappointing loss at home to BYU, feeling some urgency. They begin a gauntlet tonight in Baton Rouge against Brian Kelly, who believes his team can stack great performances on top of one another. Welcome to ESPN College Football Primetime, presented by IHG Hotels and Resorts, in this presentation of the SEC on ESPN. It is the battle for the Golden Boots. And welcome, Chris Fowler, Kirk Herbstreit, Holly Rowe would join us. Always a pleasure to come here, man. So many good memories over the years. This place just lends itself to drama. You know, Kirk, in the SEC, where so many teams are struggling to find consistent quarterback play, these two guys, KJ Jefferson and Jaden Daniels, each believe they're the best quarterback in the conference. The numbers kind of back it up so far.
Yeah, and the big thing that they have is experience behind them, you know, and I think that gives them a lot of confidence. You know about Jaden Daniels, what he can do playing at home. We saw him week one. I think KJ Jefferson comes into this game with a bit of a chip on his shoulder. And the main reason is they didn't win a game last week against BYU. He and the offense still kind of trying to find that rhythm. And I think he accepts the challenge with Jaden Daniels on the other side. And he wants to show not just his fans, but the whole SEC that he's the top quarterback in this conference.
KJ couldn't play in this game last year, injured, but 2 years ago came in here and the Hogs won an overtime game. Daniels, perhaps off his most complete mental performance of his career, he just ripped Mississippi State apart last week.
Yeah, and again, you're as good as the people around you. I think the offensive line, I think the skill getting better from where they were week one against Florida State. Brian Kelly really challenged this group. They've responded, but now you're in conference play. It goes up another notch. I'm sure number 5's ready to roll.
It's about to go up another notch when LSU takes the field here. Brian Kelly has not lost a home game at night. It includes a big win over Alabama a year ago. LSU, considerable home field favorites, but Sam Pittman of the Hogs love the underdog role. Can they pull a surprise tonight and take the Golden Boot back to Fayetteville? LSU, Arkansas, coming up from Death Valley.
In a fight, someone's going to hit you in the mouth. You're going to get up. In a fight, you're going to hit him in the mouth. Guess what he's going to do? He's going to get up. You got to hit his ass again. Okay? We're going to, hey, I'm going to tell you right now, there ain't no way in hell I'd put you in these damn Reds if I thought there was any chance that we weren't going to win. I can promise your ass that. Let's go get us a damn win.
Coach Sam a little salty. Brian Kelly says he knows that his counterpart will have his team breathing fire tonight. He expects a big fight for the Razorbacks, and he's with Holly Rowe.
Well, Coach, 3 of the last games have gone down to 3 points or less. What will be the separator tonight, and how do you get off to a very quick start?
Well, that's what we've been talking about. We've got to have a sense of urgency playing a team that is very desperate coming in here to Tiger Stadium. It's SEC action, so it's going to be a tough one. And, you know, it's a battle for the boot. It's a rivalry game. These games are always going to be physical games.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Yeah, the start will be important. You can take the crowd out of it a little bit if you're Arkansas, and you can do something this opening possession. LSU won the toss deferred, so Nathan Dibert will boot it away, and Isaac Satania, receiver returner, is a dangerous man. He took a punt return back for a touchdown early in last week's loss to BYU. Sit back and enjoy. Nothing like Death Valley on a Saturday night. Satania will hesitate and then take a knee. So here comes KJ Jefferson, big 250-pound quarterback. He's an enthusiastic runner. He's improved his passing. One thing he's done in his career, and he's played a lot of football, Kirk, is he's taken care of the football. Not an interception-prone quarterback. They know they can't lose the turnover battle tonight.
And tonight, anytime Arkansas is challenged and are in that underdog role, expect him to be a big part of their run game, especially with Rocket Sanders out. Even though A.J. Green is very capable, they've got a good group, a committee. He's going to have to use his legs, and LSU wants to keep him in the pocket.
On the move in the first play, a long throw to the field, and the catch is made by Tyrone Broden. Quick stop over there after about a 4-yard gain.
Arkansas incredibly confident in the way these receivers have grown up around KJ Jefferson. If they can take care of the quarterback, I think they're confident they can make some big plays tonight in the pass game.
5 yards on first down is certainly on schedule, and that's where the Razorbacks know they need to stay tonight against this LSU pass rush. Jefferson for the pocket, a high throw, incomplete again, looking for Broden on the far side, and here comes a third down. This offensive line, can they prevent, Kirk, the pocket from collapsing around their big quarterback? A key tonight.
Oh yeah, I mean, of course, and I think you'll see Arkansas with Dan Enos come up with different ways to move him around and keep that talented front from LSU, especially with Harold Perkins. Keep them guessing on where that pressure's coming from. Perkins right here.
He was a nightmare a year ago for this Arkansas offense, Perkins. Keeper. Jefferson lowers the shoulder, will not get the first down. Stopped a couple of yards short by Greg Penn, the middle linebacker, and they go 3 and out.
Perkins gets swallowed up by Chamley, the left tackle right here, but watch the rest of this defense fly. Good job up front, stalemate, and then the backers have the leverage there. Greg Penn able to come off the edge untouched and keep him short of that first down.
Max Fletcher struggled as a punter a week ago. A couple of shanks were costly in the loss to the Cougars. Greg Clayton Jr. back to receive it at the LSU 20. It's a good kick, and he retreats and makes a fair catch at about the 13-yard line. So here is Jade Daniels, very mindful of this aggressive Arkansas defense. His guys have been protecting him pretty well, and the running game, getting that going, will certainly be a big help tonight.
Yeah, of course, and look at these numbers. In fact, he comes in maybe as hot as any quarterback in the country. They've scored on 14 of the last 15 drives with Daniels at quarterback with 12 touchdowns.
Easy pickings against Mississippi State on the road a week ago. First 13 passes were complete. Logan Diggs starting at tailback. They fake it to him. Quick throw is inaccurate. Looking for Malik Neighbors in the slot. Hudson Clark was right there.
Yeah, Hudson Clark off that made him think that he maybe had an easy throw. This offensive line, Chris, is going to have to play with more discipline they played in recent weeks. Will Campbell, 66 at left tackle. He's as good as anybody in the conference, but coming off of not his best performance last week.
Daniels climbs the pocket and tries to create. So dangerous scrambling, and he scoots out of bounds after about a 5-yard game. James Singletary forced him out. Third down for the Tigers.
All week Arkansas has heard about, let's keep Jaden Daniels in the pocket. Be careful, be disciplined with how we rush the quarterback. That time you could see that defensive end was kind of on a stunt, stemming inside, and freed it up for him to step not only up but then around some of that traffic.
Leads LSU in rushing yardage. And 3rd and 4. Has time, low throw. Neighbors could not come up with it. And the top receiver unable to convert and is getting up, favoring his right arm there. Here comes the punt team.
Yeah, Lorando Johnson, the transfer from Baylor, is matched up with him one-on-one. You can see there's great separation. Ball's just low, and it's a ball typically Neighbors makes a catch on. You can see some discomfort there once he missed that football.
13 catches, 239 yards, and a couple of touchdowns last week. One of the great days any LSU receiver has ever had, and they've had, as you know, a bunch of good ones here. So Satania back to receive the punt from Jay Bramlett, transfer from Notre Dame, and it's a high one, not particularly long, and goes out of bounds, and a flag comes in as they interfere with Satania along the sideline. So LSU, with that mistake, is going to give Arkansas excellent field position for possession number 2, just a 36-yard punt.
Looked like two Arkansas players ran into each other.
Right in front of the Razorback bench, a long way from where Kelly is.
It looks like, watch this, doesn't it look like it initially maybe they thought Elliott, watch 23, bang, right there, runs right into him.
And they're showing the replay. That is not an LSU player that interfered. They may decide to pick this up.
Yeah, pick that up.
Steve Marlowe, our referee tonight. So even without the penalty, Arkansas will start in good position at their 44. Night games here are more than just mythology. If you look at the winning percentage night versus day, significantly higher. So it's a very real effect. The fans have all day to get ready. Brian Kelly has used that energy in the big win over Alabama. I'll never forget that a year ago. Even though you got pigs in the blanket and I guess those are pork chops there. Look at Arkansas. They've come in here and they've dealt with this environment pretty well.
And I would say right now it feels like a flat environment compared to what you'd expect. Usually when you come in here, I don't think they feel threatened.
The fans, you mean?
Yes.
High throw, going up to grab it is Isaac Tesla, one of the tall receivers, and coming up immediately, Andre Sam leveled him right at the line of scrimmage.
Well, Andre Sam seems to getting better and better each week. See, that's the cushion that KJ Jefferson sees. He says, all right, let's get the ball out there quickly, out in space. Look how fast Andre Sam takes that cushion away. Again, the transfer from Marshall, before that, McNeese State. Really getting better. I think he's a big difference maker in this secondary.
Yeah, 6th season of college football, really is emerging this season. Hand it off to A.J. Green. Mentioned Raheem Sanders out for at least another week. Green's done a good job filling in as his first year as a starter, averaging almost 7 yards a carry.
Yeah, it's been impressive to see them not miss a beat. They recruit very well at that position. And as we said, without Sanders, Green will lead the way, but you'll see others rotate in there. Good effort that time, by the way, with Harold Perkins moving around that block and not giving up on the play.
Need 10 on 3rd down. Where can he find a matchup against this LSU secondary that might be the most vulnerable part of this team? Pressure. Escapes. And will take off. Who makes a man miss? Look at the big fella in space. Off and rumbling down to the LSU 30. Not just physical, but elusive enough to get past Sam that time.
Movement here, and then you come around, try to get the pressure there with your best pass rusher. Heck of a job of keeping that play alive, a little pump fake, and he's got some shake for a guy that's 245 pounds. What a play on 3rd down for the Hogs by Jefferson.
You pick up 25. Off the play fake. Thought about running immediately. That time he has swarmed Greg Penn, the middle linebacker.
Their biggest thing is they want to be able to contain Jefferson. If he beats you with his arms, so be it. Even though, as you said, Chris, LSU may be in an area that they're still trying to grow with the corners. But you want to try to pressure him from the edges, make him step up, and then it's one thing to get to him. As you saw on that 3rd down, you got to bring it down, which is a tough thing to do.
Shad Dubinian rotates in a tailback on this 2nd and 15. Pressure again, picked up. Jefferson has time and throws a low pass inside the 25. That's Andrew Armstrong who went down to make the catch in front of Deuce Chestnut.
He lost his footing at the top of that route, was able to get back and showed really good concentration to come down with it. These receivers, you know, in the past we've seen KJ Jefferson have one guy, watch 2 here, loses his footing, gets back up, finishes the route, comes back to the ball, gives them a much better chance here now on 3rd and short.
time a four-man rush. The ball is out quickly, and the catch is made by Broden, who's been active early, and he's got a first down in the red zone.
Heck of a job, as you said, ball out quickly. Good job of recognizing that he had an opportunity off to his right and always looking out for four. But look how quickly, simple route, simple read and throw, soft coverage, and a good job of capitalizing and recognizing that by KJ Jefferson. Now they're in the red zone. He's going to have to keep thinking quicker on in his pass game.
It's a run all the way around the right edge, and that's easy. Just scoots for about 6 or 7. Arkansas's got one of the tallest receiving corps in the country. Kirk, they've been the best in the country at the percentage of contested catches. They've made 2 out of 3 is excellent.
Yeah, and it has a lot to do with the height advantage that they have, and KJ Jefferson being a veteran, he knows where to place the ball to give him a chance to fight for it. Up in the air and away from these corners.
Sharp start for the big quarterback. 4 out of 5, and he's already had a couple of impactful runs. Davidian tries the middle. And the senior from Texas, who's a powerful guy, stopped by Savion Jones.
I just really like what Dan Enos is doing here. This offense, attacking the edges, getting the ball up through the middle, making the quarterback be a factor, letting him be free and loose and play fast. You know, you can see how quick he's making decisions.
Places Kendall Briles, and very different style of offense for Arkansas this year. Trying to be much more physical with the run game. First and goal. Jefferson again running all the way, spins, takes a hit, and muscles to the 5. Jordan Jefferson got him to the ground.
You know, with Omar Spates out, you're seeing Weeks come in, and Penn have to take over at that linebacker spot. And Penn is just a crafty veteran guy that's played a ton of football.
Spates, one of the transfers from this defense from Oregon State. Key part in the middle. Dominic Johnson lines up behind the quarterback on 2nd and goal. Look to the end zone. Catch made right at the goal line by Luke Haas, the tight end. They'll spot him short. Major Burns knocked him down, but this guy Haas has become a trusted target already as a freshman.
And you get so worried about the QB run, the run up the middle, that you get a chance to slide the tight end out. What an effort there. He just can't quite extend that. Good effort to make the catch, but I love where they brought him from the backside, kind of snuck him back over to the right. Nobody picked him up. LSU very fortunate to keep him out of the end zone.
3 backs behind Jefferson on 3rd and goal. Making adjustments here with the play clock winding to 5. That was a false start. That is absolute cardinal sin. Kirk, you're on the doorstep. We've seen so much of this in college football, and plenty of it in the SEC.
False start, offense, right guard, 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Didn't identify the number, but Joshua Braun is the right guard. Wow.
But you could see the backs trying to make sure they were all on the same page. There's a lot of communication down there. You know, and most quarterbacks like to get down there and just snap the ball. Watch, not only do you see Jefferson making sure, you can also see Johnson making sure everyone's on. There's just a lot of talk, and as an offensive lineman down there in a 3-point stance ready to explode off the ball, you're just ready to go, and it's tough on them in that situation. The loudest part of the stadium.
It's a problem in the loss to BYU. Execution in close for the O-line. Jefferson lofted to the end zone, and not turning around was Tesla. And that 5-yard penalty ends up being a potential 4-point play. Here comes the field goal team.
Man coverage, they tried to set a kind of a pick, a screen. It just did not work out. Good coverage by LSU, being at different levels in man coverage, allowed them to be able to work around that potential screen and be in position. Jefferson just threw it away.
Cam Little, one of the more reliable kickers in the SEC, has not missed a chip shot from his career. And the game winner from short distance in overtime a couple years ago to beat LSU. Little knocks it through, but that's a little bit deflating. It was an excellent drive for the Razorbacks to get 51 yards, but settled for 3 because of that penalty on the doorstep.
ESPN College Football Primetime is presented by IHG Hotels and Resorts. 18 hotel brands, 1 loyalty program. Download the app.
Both these teams keeping Greg Brooks in their thoughts and prayers. He was a 3-year starter with Arkansas, transferred to LSU where he is a team captain, and a week ago Friday had what was termed a large tumor removed from his brain. The Brooks family making this statement. He's in the hospital here in Baton Rouge. Both teams wearing number 3 decals on their helmets tonight. It's been emotional for both sides. Maybe 20 Razorbacks played with Brooks when he was there, and he's a team captain at LSU.
At an episode in camp, they weren't real sure, at that point, if it was just something they were dealing with just, normal exhaustion and heat, and then had another episode a week ago, and so they obviously got him in for a scan, and it showed that he had the tumor, and just everybody within LSU's program just devastated.
Day after they learned the news, here was Brian Kelly to his team, pre and post game.
So show him what kind of team we have. Show him how we fight. Greg Brooks, the game.
Brian Kelly, some of the Bahia Bengals have visited. Sam Pittman was invited by the family to do the same this morning. Holly will have more in a moment as LSU takes over off the 3-and-out, just their 4th 3-and-out this season on the first possession. Logan Diggs for a short gain. Holly?
You guys, Brian Kelly has been able to visit Greg Brooks in the hospital. They said that the rehabilitation has already started. They've been able to get Greg up and on his feet. He is responding and in good spirits. And Sam Pittman said, I actually called Brian Kelly and said, do you mind if I go visit him too? I don't want to step on any toes, but wanted to make sure that he knows he's in his prayers. He was able to get over and visit Greg this morning.
Waiting the results of the biopsy. Certainly our thoughts with the family. Daniels on second down. A long throw. Neighbors, who was out having that shoulder checked out, is back in, and the catch moves the ball to Hogs territory.
Well, it's great to see him back, and what a catch to go down and get this. Last week he had 13 targets, caught all 13, and this good way to get him going after going down again, testing that shoulder to make that catch.
22 yards, the first completion for Daniels. This Neighbor is coming in motion. Keeper and cuts it back. He eludes the man on the edge and then dives down. Protect yourself, Jade. He takes a lot of shots out there. Got about 6.
Well, he is so elusive. I mean, even when Arkansas is there to make a play, that time it was Stewart, the young player, 58, with a good effort, but he jumped underneath him. These two are so different in their style of playing the position.
Mason Taylor, tight end in the flat. Brought down very nicely there. Nice tackle by Hudson Clark, the safety. After a short gain, it'll be 3rd down.
KJ Jefferson is, he's going to potentially run the football. He's going to run over top of you like a tight end would. And Jaden Daniels, you're just trying to keep him and contain him from being able to create with his elusiveness and quickness that he has to be able to avoid tacklers and still make great throws downfield.
It's a short 3 to keep the 6 moving. Diggs barrels through a hole. Nice job on the right side of the offensive line. It's a first down to the 35.
This offensive line now, this offense starting to get into a much better rhythm here. And this second time with the ball, we've seen Daniels make quick decisions. Good job of coming off the ball there and picking up the first down. Runs like that just set up this offense for opportunities with Mike Denbrock to be able to find some play action one-on-one chances.
Back in his home state, didn't have a carry in that opening loss to Florida State, but has emerged as the featured back, and there's a deep rotation of backs here. Daniels delivers, and it's intercepted. He threw it right into the hands of Dwight McLaughlin. And the former LSU player picks off. Daniels pass. Looked like he knew right where that was going.
Well, McLaughlin shows man-to-man. The adjustment when Logan Diggs moved out. Once he motioned out, the corner followed him to the outside. And once he goes to the outside, he fools Daniels by coming off of him and jumping the route. Great job of disguising it.
He says, give me the challenge of covering these LSU receivers. Steps up, makes a pick. Hogs back to work, up 3.
McLaughlin right here shows man-to-man. So Daniels thinks that he's good to go with his tight end. See the tight end route? Now watch the corner come off. Step right in front. Good job of disguising and baiting him into that throw by McLaughlin.
Second straight possession, good field position for the Hogs. Jefferson looking to take a shot. Launches over the middle and returns the favor. It's intercepted by Andre Sam. And an opportunity wasted as LSU comes up with the takeaway.
Well, he got pressured, and he stepped up away from that pressure. But still, Jordan Jefferson enough to influence this in the middle. Watch the good off. Look at that. He gets penetration. He steps up. A lot of bodies there. Doesn't really get as much on that football as he'd like. We keep talking about Andre Sam and how much he's really improved on the back end. I don't know if that ball got tipped or he didn't quite have enough on it. But Sam steps in front of it, and looks like he got his elbows underneath for the interception.
He got those hands down on the turf under the football. Gonna make eye contact with Bill Lamagna. Looks like it's a good interception. So, wow, Arkansas, Kirk, unable to cash in the takeaway, and now Daniels tries to shake off just his second interception this season. John Emery is the back. Daniels has good protection, now decides to create on the edge and scoots out after picking up about 4.
When you play man coverage, you got to be careful of the quarterback and what he can do with his legs. That time both the linebackers were aware of what he was potentially capable of doing, but still with that speed able to pick up some positive yards even though everything was covered downfield.
See how easy it was a week ago against Mississippi State. Scoring at will. Slow start tonight. Pop pass. Aaron Anderson, little guy. Ooh, that's a nice open field tackle. Coming up to make the play was Hudson Clark, the safety, getting the start tonight.
They seal the edge here. This had the makings of potentially a big play, but a quick reaction by Clark, the safety.
Sets up 3rd and 1. Emery makes a cut and dives forward for a first down. There's a flag down, though, in the pit area.
Holding. Offense number 86. 10-yard penalty. Replay 3rd down.
You got the tight end Taylor, so each offense committing a penalty on a 3rd and short.
Yeah, 3rd and short. They pick up the first down, and Mason Taylor loses leverage, so he has to grab onto the jersey there of Landon Jackson, former LSU Tiger.
You got Jackson and McLaughlin who made the pick. 2 real impact players in this Razorback defense. LSU transfers. Jackson voted a captain of his new team. So 3rd and 11 now. Razorbacks bring some pressure. It's picked up. Daniels delivers to the near sideline, and that's Neighbors, even though he was getting grabbed over there by Jaheim Singletary, makes the catch for a first down.
Right. Travis Williams is cranking up the pressure from right here all over the place, trying to bring more than they can handle. Good job by Emery of stepping up in there. And what an effort again by Neighbors, adjusting to that ball thrown to the inside and using all hands to bring it in.
Another 3rd down catch, got 14 that time. Daniels again playing with some tempo now. Takes off. He just doesn't want to go down. 3 Hogs eventually get a shot at him. Carries the ball into Arkansas territory.
With Singletary, I don't know what kept him back. There was nobody behind him as a receiver, and as a corner, really got to react much quicker. The thing about Jaden Daniels, when he pulls it down, he's not waiting and hesitating. He pulls that down and is covering a lot of ground with his speed.
4 rushes already for Daniels. Jaden launches downfield, and Neighbors could not come up with it. Jalen Braxton, the freshman corner, was in coverage.
How about leaving a freshman from Frisco, Texas, Lone Star High School, out there on an island against one of the best receivers? If that ball's thrown out in front, it's a touchdown, but the ball's behind him just slightly, and it allows the freshman to catch up with him. You see, by getting his hand on that right hand, Neighbors, who's got amazing hands, unable to go up and make a play on it, but give Braxton a lot of credit for making up, showing that speed to recover.
Going right off the helmet, makes his 3rd and 3. Daniels, quick drop, slant, not a perfect throw, but Aaron Anderson goes back to make the catch, and they move the sticks on what could be the final play of this first quarter. Yeah, that'll do it. So Brian Kelly knew he'd face an inspired opponent tonight. Hoped his team wouldn't come out flat. They're down 3-0, but on the move. After one quarter, you're watching ESPN College Football Primetime from here in Baton Rouge. Quarter 2 at Tiger Stadium, ESPN College Football Primetime, presented by IHG Hotels and Resorts, in this presentation of the SEC on ESPN. Hogs got down inside the 1. O-line flinched. They settled for 3. Then interceptions on back-to-back plays by Daniels and Jefferson. And now LSU trying to make Arkansas pay for that mistake on the move inside the 40 on first down. Pressure is picked up at first, and then they swarm him. Keevy Rose got him.
It's amazing what just movement up front can do to an offensive line in a communication. Watch the center here, Turner. He gets kind of off balance. And with that movement from his left to the right by a couple of those defensive linemen, you end up busting free. That's one way to slow down that scrambling ability in Daniels is to get pressure right through the middle.
Each defense with a sack so far. 2nd and 18. Daniels has plenty of time, launches downfield, looking for Brian Thomas. Could not come up with it inside the 5-yard line. Singletary in coverage.
Well, again, Jaden Daniels, all the time in the world, actually moves a little to his left to buy some time. And you can see there was incredible separation. Thomas might have had 2 or 3, maybe more, pulling away. Watch this right here from Singletary. Look at that. He's got it beat. If you throw it to his outside shoulder and downfield, that's a touchdown. He had Neighbors earlier. This time it's Thomas who beats his man. They're just unable to execute and make those big plays. When you get them, you got to hit them.
A big emphasis this year connecting on more deep shots. It did not happen a lot for this LSU offense a year ago. Daniels much better in that department through the first 3 games. Missed a chance there. So it's 3rd and 18 when you come back.
Matt Berry in our college football studio with our Chick-fil-A move on the field. And gentlemen, I present you perhaps the catch of the year. Ricky Pearsall, one-handed grab, looking like the Jumpman logo. Florida coming off that big win a week ago against Tennessee, and Pearsall, our move on the field.
Some amazing catches in the first month of the season. We'll keep that in mind for catch of the year. 3rd and 18. Daniels retreats, checks it down underneath here to Josh Williams, who's hit hard, knocked down at the 40. James Singletary and Walcott, and it's 4th down.
Really good job. I know he didn't pick up the first down, but he didn't force it down to the right where he looked. Watch his eyes, an area he's really worked to improve. He had Taylor crossing. Instead of throwing, he just checks it down to Williams.
Brian Kelly going to bring out the punter. This would be a very long attempt for Damian Ramos. He was hitting from around that range in warm-up, but Kelly would like to pin this Arkansas defense back. Bramblett, one of just 2 non-Australian punters in the SEC. And it's going to bounce up, and it's going to be a touchback. Got across the plane there. It's against the rule here. A nice acrobatic move, but clearly a touchback pass. A little too close to the goal line there. Sage Ryan trying to make the play.
Heck of an effort, right? Just the ball. His foot was actually on the goal line anyway.
Yeah. And it's way over that plane. Progressive pylon cam giving you a look. So that's not executed the way they wanted, and they would have liked to knock it down inside the 10-yard line there.
And LSU, as you said earlier, last time they haven't scored on their first 3 tries. Amazing. It was Arkansas last year. Got to give this defense and Travis Williams, defensive coordinator's first year, a lot of credit with the plan they put together, confusing Daniels in the offense.
No, Jefferson pretty sharp on that drive that produced a field goal. He's hurt LSU with his legs. 25-yard run on that drive. Pitched far side, and the hand catch is made by Armstrong, and he rumbles out across the 40.
A great job of feeling this pressure from Harold Perkins. See Perkins coming? They show his zone read look. He comes out of it because he knows he's got some one-on-one opportunities on the outside. And again, there's Armstrong with that chance. But good job of seeing that and feeling that on his blind side.
KJ beginning to settle in with this receiving core. Armstrong has been his top weapon. Green, very little off the left side. Greg Penn clogged things up.
Yeah, it's tough sledding in there, not just with those linebackers with Penn and Weeks, but Wingo and Mason Smith. They just eat up those blocks and rotate Jordan Jefferson in. Goaler, I mean, they're loaded up front in the interior. Remember we had the opening game and we saw Perkins. We wondered, oh, he's playing a lot of off ball, and right now he's walked out here, but he's been playing along the edge a lot tonight.
Jefferson play fake over the middle, and holding on is Tesla. Zy Alexander hit him. Big fella came down with it.
And you mix in some run, then you come back and you get those linebackers up. Hit that little glance route right behind that, and a heck of a job of showing strength to the hands there with Tesla. That ball was hit. Great job there by Zy Alexander, but a better job by Tesla to hold on to that.
Talked about contested catches. He's got tremendous hand strength.
You can see that right there.
First down, play fake. Jefferson from the pocket delivers to Has. A flag comes in. He was grabbed. Major Burns in coverage.
It looked like he got a hold of that jersey before the ball even got to him.
Holding. Defense number 8. It's a 10-yard penalty with an automatic first down.
How about this freshman tight end? Saw him make a play, almost got into the end zone. Now he shows block, then he gets downfield. You can see him grabbing him right there. Actually, the whole time he was on that route. Did a heck of a job of being patient, selling. Oh, don't mind me. I'm just blocking out here on the perimeter, and then try to slip by him. Burns heads up by staying with him, but just couldn't prevent himself from holding on to that jersey.
As one of the top tight end recruits in the country at Oklahoma, showed up ready to play. Day one starter.
He's nice.
Hogs threatening again. This is KJ keeping it. Oh, just ran right over Major Burns. It's a tough sequence for the Tigers safety.
Well, these linebackers are really being tested with this system. You get the play fake and you're trying to impact these guys with running up the middle. Now you move them this way, get them out of position. Now you're able to come back with QB run. So it's keeping them honest is QB run, almost a counter going the other way off that zone read look, play action. So what happens is linebackers start to slow down. They're not quite trusting their eyes, even against the run. There's a lot on them right now in this scheme.
And off right side and catapulting inside the 20 for a first down is Jubinian. Denver Harris got his leg, and they're in the red zone.
Great push by Bo Limmer. Boy, a heck of a job. His center hands are full. I think he's been playing hurt. It's much better and healthier now. Watch 55. Talk about a battle in there. Get some help on the right side there from Braun, but was having their way that time with Mason Smith.
Pittman, an old offensive lineman and O-line coach, loves what he sees so far from this group. Dubinion at the left side, knocked down for about 4. This feels important in this red zone. Hogs really misfired down near the goal line, cost them 4 points. Here they are, on the road, really playing well. Their defense has got Daniels a little rattled. Can they extend the lead? Can they cash in this red zone trip?
Yeah, they missed Haas out the flat. Remember, he came up a little bit short. They had the false start on 3rd and goal. They have had their opportunities. And again, to win here, when you get down here, obviously you got to score a touchdown. You can't be being stopped and settling for field goal.
Yeah, you can't self-destruct.
No.
Dubinion, another short gain. Whit Weeks, the freshman linebacker, stopped him. It'll be 3rd down and about 5.
Time Weeks was able to slip off that tight end. Backs who was pulling around.
The 2 Weeks brothers here. West also on this defense, and Whit.
They're going to go trips to the right. A lot of times they use that as a decoy to go back into the boundary off to the left with threat of quarterback run game.
Better not ignore KJ here. Dominic Johnson is the back. He's a powerful guy too. Instead, he's rolling to the right, looking that way, delivers a long throw on the sideline. The catch is made by Armstrong. Did he get the feet down? Say yes, he did, and it's 1st and goal.
Oh, he stacks him. You talk about a throw and a great catch. When the official right there able to get a good view of it. That ball was on a line. I thought it might be a little bit late. He holds on to that ball, possesses it, and gets the left foot down. Ball's a little late, but with the arm strength, he's able to make up for it. Was able to get that in there on 3rd down.
You've seen this receiving corps flash their hands as advertised so far. Johnson knocked down after a yard gain.
I was all excited about him getting his foot down. Then we showed that last shot, and I was like, uh-oh. Maybe his toe was on the line. Watch the right, actually the right foot's down, so he's okay. Left foot was close, but the right foot was down in possession, so it is a good catch. Just hear LSU fans saying, wait a second, his foot's on the line. It's a good call and a clean catch.
Here we go, 2nd and goal. Dubinion back in the game. Couple of tight ends. Jefferson optional, pitch it back inside. The tight end is swarmed by Whit Weeks. They were ready for that wrinkle.
Boy, is Weeks impressive as a true freshman. Again, with Omar Spates out, he's had to step in. He's over here. Just watch the vision. Patience by Arkansas. And then right there, he's able to close in and make that play. Great job of anticipating and expecting that potential threat. It's almost like a triple option. They can shovel past it underneath. He wasn't fooled at all.
See more offenses use that wrinkle, the shovel pass to the tight end down close. Big play here. Jefferson rolls, scanning the end zone. Has to throw it away. Nobody open, and Whit Weeks was in hot pursuit. 4th down. Again, stopped on the doorstep.
They pressure him, and once he got outside and he broke contain, I thought he had a chance to make a play here. I thought he might use his legs, but instead he's just kind of buying time, and he had that open man. Not able to fire it in there to Armstrong. It's a lot easier to see on a replay than when you're running for your life, but he definitely had Armstrong there on the back line.
To say, Coach, it looked like 2 was pretty open there on the back line, and it was way over his head. So another chip shot. Arkansas has really controlled this game twice on the doorstep, twice settling for 3.
Rolling the ball out there, man.
Pac-12, man, in the last year of its existence, it is deep and strong.
Oh, my gosh. I thought Oregon State's physicality would be a lot. But
Sunday NFL Countdown, 10 o'clock Eastern Time. And then on Monday Night Football, 2 games again this week. Jalen Hurts and the Eagles take on the Bucs. That's on ABC at 7. I'll be part of the crew on ESPN. Rams Bengals, talk to Joe Burrow, ex-Bayou Bengal, of course, today. it's day-to-day with the calf, and if he can't go, Jake Browning gets his first career start for the Bengals.
And Matt,
Bayou Bengals got to go in here. This is a weird-looking start for LSU.
It has been, and you know, this is a game at this point that Jaden Daniels has not really been locked in as far as chances. That he's had some chances to make plays, just unable to hit Thomas and Neighbors when they've had some downfield shots. And just as you say that, he's one of the more talented guys. At any moment, he can click and get this thing back on track the way he played last week against Mississippi State.
See if they can get a spark on this offensive series. Play action on first down. No, a low throw, incomplete to Neighbors. Holly?
Well, when we talked to Arkansas coach Sam Pittman last night, he said on our defensive call sheet, the #1 thing that's written out in capital letters, frustrate the quarterback. They're doing that so far with Jaden Daniels. They're going to do it with back-end disguise, different blitz patterns. They are making it difficult for him so far.
Sure are. From the pocket, Daniels escapes and will dive forward. Travis Williams, defensive coordinator, came from UCF, known for his exotic pressure packages. They hadn't shown much this season yet, but Kelly was wondering if they might go to a lot more of that stuff. Checked out a lot of UCF tape.
Absolutely.
Ready for this.
Yeah, and talking to Travis Williams and Sam Pittman on the field before the game, I think they feel better about the depth now in the back end by week 4 because they're healthier and they're able to disguise and do what Travis Williams likes.
Well, they bring pressure again. There's a throw along the sideline. A flag comes in as Neighbors makes the catch. It would be a first down. It was covered by Walcott. It's going to be on Arkansas. Neighbors is driven to become the next great LSU wide receiver.
Defense number 13. Penalties decline. Both of the plays, the first down.
Talked to Jamar Chase as well today. He's keeping an eye on number 8, but he would love to be able to leave here mentioned in the same group as those guys: Jefferson, Chase, Odell Beckham Jr. It's
quite an accomplishment.
Handoff inside. Josh Williams in the open field. Big stiff arm dragged down to the 20 by Walcott. And there comes a flag in late. Did he get his hand up in the face mask of the defender? That's the kind of spark they've needed.
Talked about all the exotics and the pressures and the different things they like to do to Jaden Daniels. You've got to still be concerned about this offensive line in the run game.
Personal foul. Illegal horse collar tackle. Defense number 13. Penalties after distance to the run.
So Walcott penalized. He said, wait a minute, I'm just trying to defend myself. Look at this stiff arm. That's an aggressive stiff arm up in the face mask there.
Pulls him down. That's what brought the penalty. They're inside the 10-yard line. Great job by that offensive line. The linebacker just stepping out of position there made it easy. Once he broke free from that defensive line, there was nobody left.
41 on the run plus 15. Williams again. Or excuse me, that's Emery hammering in there.
You know, see this offensive line get up. Middle linebacker's not there. You had a deep safety. But again, you get so worried about creating pressure and dialing up things for Daniels. You still got to try to be physical and defend this run game.
Emery hit behind the line of scrimmage as the Hogs swarm him. Now it's LSU's turn to get down in here close and see if they can punch it in and take the lead after being outplayed in this first half.
It's a much better job that time at getting downhill by their backers.
Williams back in the game on 3rd and goal. Pressure comes. Daniels eludes it, but will be knocked down right near the line of scrimmage. Actually a short loss. Wow. Travis Williams run everybody.
He sure did. We just talked about it. We've been talking about it all night, how this is his comfort zone. And watch the pressure here on the left side. They overload the left side. They make the back also pick up pressure with a blitz from Thomas. And a great job, timed up perfectly there. You worry about pressure because of the mobility of Jaden Daniels, but they brought so many, even though he eluded the first rush. They had enough there to bring him down.
Aggressive approach for this Hogs defense. They give up the big run, but they bow up inside the 10-yard line, and Damian Ramos knocks it through from 25. 2 field goals to 1. Hogs up 4:02 before halftime. LSU students almost believe they're contenders for the Taco Bell Live Más Student Section of the Year. Download the Taco Bell app to learn more. Orangeade sky, 85 degrees as darkness descends. Just the way you like it. Nice and sticky down here.
It's my favorite.
Both quarterbacks signs of frustrations about being unable to punch it in the red zone. And fair catch is made, and the Hogs will begin from the 25. We'll take a timeout. 4 minutes exactly before the break as Jefferson and the Razorbacks go back to work.
I'm Matt Berry. Coming up in the Mercedes-Benz halftime report, Bama bounces back after last week. Plus, Colorado rather, brought back down to earth in their game today against Oregon, and Florida State needs overtime against Clemson. What a day in college football. Dan Mullen, Joey Galloway join me coming up in the Mercedes-Benz halftime report.
Thanks, Matt. That was a tremendous ball game in the other Death Valley. Clemson and Florida State. Knowles break a losing streak against the Tigers. That was a thriller in overtime.
Jordan Travis continuing to make plays for that team, especially at crunch time.
LSU fans remember him. Off the play fake, throw is incomplete over the middle, a little bit behind Tyrone Broden. Did a good job blocking up the stars so far of this LSU defense. Kirk Perkins, we focused on him, just 1 tackle. Kai Wingo, right there, one of the best players on the defensive line in the country, hasn't had a tackle. Mason Smith hasn't had a tackle.
Yeah, they've done a really good job of just changing up their attack. I think it's made it tough, not just with good blocking, but just the scheme itself has slowed this defense down. Perkins sneaking up here.
2-back look. You flip it in the flat to DeBinion. He's got some space there. He would close down very quickly. That was Denver Harris off the corner to make the tackle.
The one area that LSU is going to have to continue to grow is this side of the football. I think you know Jaden Daniels, you know this offense, what they're capable of doing, but seeing guys like Denver Harris really come on and Zy Alexander to go along with this front, it's going to be critical to make plays like you just saw, like Denver Harris is able to make there out in space.
They'd love Harris to develop. He was a 5-star recruit at Texas A&M, had some trouble there, transferred over, sat out the opener before Florida State, but he's beginning to settle in, and they're certainly hoping he can show those skills that made him a highly touted player. 3rd and 8. KJ steps up and flips it underneath. The catch is made by Armstrong, and he's got a first down across the 40.
I think LSU just got lost in zone coverage there. Good job of settling in. Look on our right, Perkins is handled. He's able to step up. Vision downfield, zone coverage, checks it down underneath. But Armstrong, again, showing strong hands and awareness of where that first down marker was. Really good execution all around by the Hogs on that 3rd down.
4 catches for the 5th-year veteran who transferred from Texas A&M Commerce. Jefferson delivers another throw to the sidelines. It was DeBinion. He's knocked down after about 7.
Time going after Harold Perkins in coverage. It's an area where he's still trying to get more and more comfortable. We know what he can do when it comes to rushing the quarterback, but if you can get him out there in the flat and he's in coverage, that's an area where he would admit that's an area he's still growing and it's new to him. So why not test him on a first down play?
Arkansas fans still with nightmares about what Perkins did against them a year ago. 4 sacks, 2 forced fumbles in that game. He comes off the edge. They hand it off inside. DeBinion ran right past him and is still bouncing off Bengals down to the 37.
I tell you, guys who's having a big game is Bo Limmer, the center. Watch him get up. Anytime you're going to be able to see a back get through into the middle, you're going to have that center or guard climb up to the 2nd level on those interior runs. And Lemmer has been able to do that against these backers when you've seen the running back or quarterback pop free.
15-yard gain. Hogs threatening yet again. KJ across the middle, and the catch is made by Armstrong. He's been a problem so far tonight. Another first down.
Yeah, RPO here. Major Burns. This is the read. If he stays back, you're going to throw. You're going to hand it off. If he comes up like that, you throw it right behind him. Great read, great patience that time by KJ Jefferson, eyeing his key on Burns and making a nice throw.
This will be the 18th play they've run tonight in LSU territory. They've been living in this end of the field. Can they finally punch it in? DeBinion muscles forward and inside the 20.
Yeah, I know they lost last week to BYU, and I know it's a new scheme, but it just looks like KJ Jefferson in total command of Dan Enos' scheme and how they're trying to attack. And so many different ways that this offense is coming at this LSU defense.
Jefferson launching for the end zone. A battle for the football. A flag comes out. Broad caught it. No, they say incomplete. Harris was in coverage.
One guy said touchdown. Now they're going to get together.
Broad says, hey, I caught it.
And they're talking together. One guy, okay, he waved it off. This official said touchdown initially.
We'll take a look at it. In any case, it's interference in the end zone.
We had pass interference on defense, number 10. It's a 15-yard penalty and an automatic first down.
How about that throw by KJ Jefferson? Man-to-man, puts it out to the edge. There's the pole on the jersey. Does he finish this catch?
Previous plays under further review.
Looks like he's got control of the ball. Let's see where the knees went down. We'll bring in Bill LeMonnier. Tremendous job as he took the hit. Knee goes down. Inbounds.
Bill, boy, it looked like he completed the process of the catch there, Bill. What do you think?
Yeah, I've got that left arm in pretty firm control of the ball. He's inbounds. He maintained control as he rolled into the out of the end zone. I got a touchdown. I think replay should change this.
Bill, interesting with the two officials. The guy who had the better look at it, he initially said touchdown. And a guy that was really far away and behind the play, he waved it off.
Yeah, he was the official that had the pass interference call.
Yep.
And I don't know if he just lost his concentration on it, but hard for him to see the ball.
Totally.
Mickey Haddock is the replay official for this SEC crew. I meant to look at the strength. This receiving core, they've done this all year. They just battle DBs and win these one-on-ones with great strength.
They got a great strength program. They must be honestly doing a lot of different things with their grip, because these receivers aren't just tall, they're strong. Here he sees he's got one-on-one because the safety's down. Let's just put it up. Let's trust the big fella to go up and make a catch. 6'7", 195, but he's strong. And I think we all agree, he's flexing his muscle there. I think we all agree that he got down and controlled the ball for a touchdown.
Came over from Bowling Green. He's contributed a lot on special teams. Only had a couple of catches this season coming in, but using that size and strength. And they like their matchups against the corners if they could just protect Jefferson.
After further review, the result of the play is a touchdown. The receiver had
how great is that?
With a knee inbound.
He is fired up, and his team this time reaches the end zone and stretches the lead. A 19-yard scoring play here in the final minute of the half. They're going to be up 10 at the break in Baton Rouge.
It could be up more. Those 3 possessions, only the 1 touchdown now, but they got aggressive that time. Instead of waiting to get inside that low red area, they took a shot, and it pays off against one-on-one coverage. And a heck of a job by KJ Jefferson. He's playing well tonight.
That's a great point. You get down in there, it's too condensed. It's too much traffic this time from kind of the high red zone. They launch it and let one of those big receivers grab it. 13-3 for the underdog Hogs. Quick word now from Verbo.
It's your very own safe haven. Deep behind enemy lines. Verbo. Football away, baby.
Well, Brian Kelly and Sam Pittman both have a really good read in their teams. We've said that Brian Kelly just felt like maybe his guys didn't regard Arkansas seriously enough. Pittman knew his guys would be inspired, and this is an excellent first half for the visitors.
It just seems like since Sam Pittman has been in Arkansas, this game is always a close game that's going to go back and forth. He brought that up on the call. It's been 3 points one way or the other. The fact they lost last week, sometimes people think, well, they lost last week to BYU. They're not that good. Early in the year, that's only going to motivate a team. You knew they were going to come out and play with their hair on fire.
There's urgency, not just because they didn't lose the game at home after blowing 2 double-digit leads to a team that they had blasted a year ago, but because they are about to dive into a gauntlet. And this schedule ahead is really challenging, and this would be an enormous way to reverse the loss last week. Holly?
Well, guys, you wanted to know, so I found out. Ben Souders, the strength and conditioning coach for Arkansas, says they do train grip strength. They do a ton of stuff, whether it's grip, the big heavy grip bars that they use, or they use weighted footballs. So you saw it, he said it, they actually do train that grip strength, and it's showing up big time on some of these contested catches tonight.
Love it, Holly. Thank you, because it's showing all year, and especially tonight.
See how adventurous LSU gets. Just a minute to go. That's another low throw. He's been low quite a lot tonight. Neighbors was in the area, but no chance to make a play.
Yeah, that time just he and Neighbors not really on the same page. See these next 5 games that they have.
They're only at home once. Okay, that's in Arlington against the Aggies. 2 road games, Ole Miss and Bama, and then the Swamp with that 1 home game against Mississippi State. That is a tough road ahead.
Yeah, it's tough for 5 weeks as anybody probably faces in the country.
Daniels peeks downfield, fires across the middle, and the catch is made by Thomas, and Brian Thomas is knocked out in Arkansas territory. Daniels signaling for a timeout with 38 seconds left.
And they're not bringing pressure. They're sitting back and playing in coverage, playing zone, trying to make him find those windows. And because he had enough time, he's able to work over the middle there to find Thomas and a good, accurate throw.
26 yards on the gain, and there's your answer. And down by 10, they'll get the football to begin the second half, but Kelly thinking, let's attack right now.
Well, they have to. You have 3 timeouts. You got a quarterback that at any moment can flip that switch and get back into the groove. It's been a tough first half to find their rhythm.
Daniels sacked a couple of times, pressured a lot, the 1 interception.
The way they looked last week against Mississippi State, you would think it would just be a continuation, but obviously very different defensive challenge from Arkansas and what Travis Williams is dialing up tonight.
Neighbors in the slot to the right. Diggs motions out. Daniels against a 4-man rush. Throws downfield. Looking for Thomas again. He's got it. And LSU strikes back quickly. "49 yards. The spark arrives late in the half, and that's why you trust a quarterback as skilled and experienced as Daniels, right?
There it is. You knew at any moment he had a chance to make this play. And he does. That's why Brian Kelly does put his foot on the gas, trust his quarterback to get back into the zone. And finally, they're able to connect on a deep ball to Thomas.
He's been really good on deep balls this season, but not early tonight. He had a couple opportunities. You pointed out the ball not well thrown on deep routes. That one was perfect. Thomas, 4 touchdowns already this season. Great compliment to Neighbors.
Yeah, here he is right here. This is tight bump coverage, right? But watch the movement here by this defense. You'd expect maybe some help here, maybe some potential help in the middle of the field, but instead he gets left one-on-one from the line of scrimmage and just outruns him downfield. Once you see a receiver put that right hand up, like throw it, that means I've got to step on it, put it out in front of me. We got it. We got a touchdown. And this time he doesn't throw it behind him. He puts it out in front. And they hit a big one.
How about 18 seconds, Kirk? 18 seconds to move 75 yards in 3 plays.
Sometimes it's a drive like that that can create that spark to get you going for the rest of the game.
Thomas has elite skills. You can see, obviously, the speed to go with 6'4" size. Neighbors gets a lot of publicity, but this guy Yeah, it's much better when you've got 2-3 guys for the defense to worry about, and Daniels does.
The reason Neighbors grabs so much attention is because of the games like he had last week, but it does create one-on-one chances for Thomas, and he can make you pay.
Satania collects the short kickoff and is knocked out along the far sidelines with 23 seconds to go. You want to talk about Sunday Night Baseball? This is your world.
No, I'm done.
Oh, come on.
No, I'm done.
Giants, Dodgers, 7 Eastern, ESPN, Deportes, and radio. Baseball tonight. Sunday night countdown is 6. A week ago, you were all excited about the Reds.
I tweeted something about the Reds being in the thick of the wild card, 4 teams within like a half game, battling for 2 spots. And I don't think they've won a game since, so I am not talking about it.
A week ago, you were upset I didn't jump on
I know,
the
I was
bandwagon.
very frustrated.
You were.
I was.
Now you jumped off hard,
I'm done.
apparently. Well, let's see what Dan Enos decides to do with the final seconds of the half. KJ running all the way. Lowers the head. Major Burns stopped him. Interesting first half. Arkansas had opportunities early, settled for 3. Then LSU got down there, did the same, and now both offenses have awakened here, and it looks like we're going to have another one of those LSU Arkansas games where it's closer than the experts in the desert say it's supposed to be. Brian Kelly believes that the Golden Boot trophy, which weighs about 200 pounds, it means more to LSU, to Arkansas than LSU. When they win it here, I'm not sure it's on prominent display. In Arkansas, they make a big deal.
Oh, of course. I will say this, you love to see Bill Belichick talk about that 14-point swing. You get the ball at the end of the first half, you try to put points on the board, then you get the ball to start the second half, right? And LSU may be able to do that depending on what they do here on defense, but they hit the big touchdown. Remember, they deferred, so they get the ball to start the second half. Sam Pittman's got to be proud of his bunch and how they're competing here. This is setting up to be a heck of a second half.
We heard Sam's pregame comments from the locker room. We appreciate the access. He says, you get hit, you get back up, you hit them. A lot of fight analogies in the SEC the last couple of weeks.
How they do that?
He kind of gives you a growl, doesn't he? KJ harassed. Got to be careful with the football down here, directing traffic, and now just drops it down to Has, the tight end, with 5 seconds to go, knocked out of bounds at the 45.
Such poise. When you saw him with his hand motioning, he was looking to maybe go downfield to Andrew Armstrong, but instead, because of the coverage, had to come down to the tight end. So just his patience and poise, man. On the road in Death Valley, your top running back, Rocket Sanders, not here. He's put it on his shoulders tonight. He's representing his team very well, playing great.
He can launch it pretty good, Kirk. What do you think? He drop back and he heave it from here to the end zone? Give him a chance.
To the right side, you got those 3 receivers.
4-man rush, and never gets a chance. He's hit from behind. Harold Perkins rocked him, and that is going to be the final play of the first half.
There he is.
Yeah.
There's 4. We've been waiting to see this. So much for putting him in the area where he's dropping or spying. Boom. That's what he did a lot of last year. Good job of finishing. Knocked that ball loose, so LSU creates some momentum here at the end of the half.
One of the biggest quarterbacks in the country, and he just hammered him. So 13-10, Arkansas at the break, down to Holly.
You're checking on your quarterback. He did take a hit there. What are you seeing from him? He's slicing and dicing right now.
He's playing his butt off, just like all our kids are. Unfortunately, we gave him a long touchdown there right before half, but we're playing our tail off. I knew we would. And we're going to the second half, too.
You said to the kids in the locker room, this is going to be a fight out here. You've controlled the first half for the most part, but what fight do they have to have in the second half to finish?
We have to do it again. We got knocked down there. We got to get up and start throwing again. We came here to win. That's the plan.
Thank you, Coach.
All right.
Yeah, he said don't be surprised if we shock the world here. So more punches, we hope, metaphorically, to be thrown in the second half. 13-10 for the underdog visitors. And now for the Mercedes-Benz halftime report to the Matt Berry and the guys. Set for the second half of the Bayou ESPN College Football Primetime, presented by IHG Hotels and Resorts in this presentation of the SEC on ESPN. Battle for the Golden Boot. Arkansas big underdogs tonight. 13-10. LSU scoring late in the half to tighten this game up. Tonight's Mark of a Fighter brought to you by Modelo. Both these quarterbacks have been under pressure, harassed tonight, able to come up with a touchdown each.
Yeah, I think the adjustments that have been made have helped these guys. KJ Jefferson's been kind of in a zone all game. They had 3 chances in the red zone. That one they finally cashed in on and got a touchdown at the end of the first half. And then LSU took their chances. Good job of getting the ball thrown downfield to Brian Thomas. He saw one-on-one, and instead of being conservative at the end of the half, they gave Daniels a chance, and he cashed in to put this at a 13-10 mark.
And lightning strike igniting this building, and now Daniels right back to work. Much more aggressive approach from this Arkansas defense than they've shown, and that's not a surprise to Kelly. He expected the Daniels would have to deal with that. You know, talking about the great performance Jaden had last week, he said yes, but I want him to stack performances, want him to be consistent at that level. It's hard to be because he was so efficient last week.
And I think you expect that of him because of how much experience he has, and now in his second year in this system. He's worked with these receivers, and that's why we kept saying, even though he was just not quite in sync, you knew eventually he's going to find it, and he did on that last series before half. We'll see if it continues here.
He said the much more challenging defense facing tonight than he did against the Bulldogs a week ago. Holly, what do you have?
Well, Brian Kelly told me Jaden Daniels has to improve his pace of play. Said he's just been a little bit behind, and then he hurries and speeds it up, and it's just not been consistent. He said on that last drive, that's the pace we're looking for, the pace of operation, getting something going. And then he said he told his team in the locker room at the half, we're not going to get everything back on this first series. We have to focus on one play. One play won't change the outcome, but our focus will.
Brian's always very generous and analytical at halftime, right? He gives you more than the minimum.
Put him on camera.
Daniels on the move, scanning, fires along the sideline. Neighbors comes back and makes the catch. A big first down across the 35 in front of Nudie McLaughlin, as they call him.
Come out swinging with an aggressive approach. You like that nickname.
Nobody calls him Dwight. His grandpa called him Nudie when he was 3 because he liked to take the diaper off. Right?
There it is.
That's as much as we're going to tell you. They're playing with a little more tempo and urgency as Diggs scored through, sidesteps a tackler, and quickly moves into Hogs territory.
Come out first play, get him on the edge, come right back, let that offensive line, get that offensive line coming off the football, climbing up to those backers. Good job opening things up.
Back-to-back 13-yard gains to start the half. Has a free play here. Daniels fires downfield, and coming back to make the catch is Thomas. Makes a man miss and will score! A second lightning strike. LSU on top. 2 49-yard touchdown catches. That's making the most of a free play.
Boy, did he ever, and he did such a great job. This is Jaden Daniels in a nutshell in his 4th year as a starter. Recognizing he had a free play, number 1. Working from his right all the way back to his left. Here's the free play. He recognizes that right away. He's like, okay, where can I go? Looks left, and he comes back to the right. Then goes all the way back to the left to see this miscommunication between the corner and the safety, Clark. Nobody back there at all. He just heaves it up there, lets Thomas adjust to the ball, and then makes a play after that catch.
Our guy Nudie, who made the pick in the first half, this was not his finest moment. Whoop. Overrun, and Thomas walks in. Consecutive 3-play, 75-yard touchdown drives for this Tigers offense that hadn't reached the end zone until the final minute of the first half, and now a minute into the second half. They're on top for the first time.
Hudson Clark playing that half-field safety, 17. He's had a good first half, but for whatever reason, he just gets lulled to sleep. Doesn't help his corner Singletary out, so Thomas was able to sneak in behind it. And Clark out out of position. Again, go back to Jaden Daniels, seeing that, recognizing that, and making them pay for it.
And how about the Hogs? The theme has been, taking shots and getting up. They were in control of this game. They drew first blood. They scored the game's first touchdown. LSU has now responded, and now KJ Jefferson will have to try to answer, because all of a sudden Daniels and this receiving corps have caught fire.
Well, they've caught fire, and they've gotten this stadium, which has been, let's be honest, pretty flat. You think about coming into Death Valley at night, you're like, oh, all week we're talking about this is going to be great, it's going to be electric. And I think they felt that they were maybe going to win this game with ease, and they got tested. And now after a couple touchdowns, now you feel the energy back.
Jefferson in the first half, Kirk, he was 15 of 20. He beat the blitz for the touchdown pass, did throw an interception, sacked a couple of times, and as a runner added 36 yards.
Well, you keep talking about boxing analogies, and you just got hit. You just went down. And I think Sam Pittman talked to his team in the pregame. We had it on the air saying, you're going to get hit. How are you going to respond to being hit? That's the reality of going on the road in the SEC. See how they respond right here after this couple of scores they've given up.
There's a pre-snap false start, so that is a factor at night here. You can practice for it. Patrick Kudas, the right tackle. Well, a lot is on this quarterback. It's these guys up front that have to hold their water and have to protect him. But, KJ is the motor, the wheels, and the gas for this whole team, says his head coach. Off the fake, he throws a screen into heavy traffic, and it is broken up by Zy Alexander.
Boy, Zy Alexander reacted so quickly to that. Kudas was trying to get out there, the right tackle, to be able to pick him up, follow him out there, the right tackle, 75. Trying to get out there, but the reaction by Alexander, nothing he could do.
This crowd just beginning to gain in intensity. It's going to get tougher and tougher for the Hogs if they can't get a first down on this possession. Quick throw over the middle, and the catch is made by Tesla. Fights for a first down as they overcome that penalty.
Well, you had a cushion there, and see, there's no one to take him pre-snap, and I think it pulled the eyes of Jefferson over there. Made it very easy with the safety that time, Burns, way off. Nobody jamming him at the line of scrimmage. Easy throw and catch.
17-yard pickup. Jefferson really spreading the ball around to this receiving corps tonight. And off inside. This is Dubinion. He's played a bigger role tonight. Modest stats coming in, but he's been complimenting A.J. Green. Trying to piece together a running game.
Yeah, and they've done a good job of that. You include a quarterback as a threat in that run game. Go back to your bread and butter. Remember, the only thing they were unable to do in that first half is finish these drives. They moved the ball. They did a good job. Jefferson had a great first half throwing the ball, 16 to 22 now.
Dubinion escapes, makes a cut, and moves into LSU territory. He showed some wiggle tonight.
Mekhi Wingo got the penetration, and I really thought he was going to be able to wrap him up, but great lateral quickness from a big back. He's 218 pounds bouncing around like that.
They've been hoping he could provide more production. Given an opportunity tonight, he's done that.
They've rotated a few backs. Johnson more in that red area in short yardage with his power.
Play fake on first down. Jefferson. Did he escape? Well, he avoids the sack. Ball comes out. LSU says it's a takeaway.
It's not going to matter. Major Burns going to get called for holding against LSU's secondary.
Arkansas did recover the fumble.
Tesla, who was on a route, he beats Major Burns 8, and he just grabbed onto him.
Arkansas has controlled its penalty problems. That was a huge issue last week with 14 of them. Most they'd had in like a dozen years. Only 3 tonight. LSU with 2 before this one.
Holding. Defense number 8. 10-yard penalty will be assessed from the end of the run with an automatic first down.
I consider it a win, Kirk. We don't get a team with double-digit penalties these days.
Right. It's right in the middle of your screen. I mean, he just wraps up. It's easy to see for the officials. Good job of spotting it. Arkansas moving the ball.
Well, the penalty moves it inside the 40.
Showing some pretty good poise. Remember we said, how would they respond to that touchdown? Backed up near their, back by their own 20-yard line, putting together a nice drive, few first downs, now in plus territory.
Plowing ahead. Binion showing great leg drive. Yeah, the drive began with a false start. You think, the crowd's revved up. Excellent recovery from that.
And I think the poise of this offense is a reflection of KJ Jefferson. He's a guy that's been there and done that, right? So he gets into this environment. The crowd gets to that point where it becomes very hostile. Most quarterbacks will get unsettled. He doesn't, because he's been in these battles so often.
Third game in his career here at Tiger City. Made his first start here in 19 when the other side had a quarterback named Burrow, and LSU was pretty good. And he came in here as a true freshman way back in 19. They didn't win the game. They got blasted, but he came back a couple of years ago and won in overtime. So not many guys get 3 visits to Tiger Stadium as a visiting quarterback.
And he's got to love to see this. LSU gets off the ball pretty cleanly, but look at this push again by the middle of that offensive line. Latham, the left guard. Limmer, who I've talked about, the center, the leader, the 5th-year guy, having a big night for this offense. Joshua Brown, great push. And again, that's when you go to the RPO game. That's when you go to the play action game and get some one-on-one shots, because those backers are going to start coming down against that run game.
See Limmer, one of the top prospects at his position for the draft, according to Mel Kiper. Jefferson zips it. Catch is made down inside the 20-yard line by Andrew Armstrong.
Again, soft coverage. Good recognition. Take those easy throws all day long off to his left. Safeties are sinking back. Big cushion. That's just positive yards on 1st and 10. You'll take 8 yards.
Now, can they finish off this answering drive back in the red zone again?
4th time tonight. 1 touchdown to show for it.
Second down carry for A.J. Green, who hasn't had a lot of work tonight. Weeks got there first. 3rd down now.
Good job by Weeks getting that penetration, getting to the backfield. He really starting to feel more and more comfortable in the middle of that defense without Omar Speights, to transfer from Oregon State, out with an injury. I tell you, it's tough. Getting in that red area, LSU cranks up the pressure. Those linebackers get downhill, makes it harder on the run game. If they're going to score, Jefferson's going to have to make a play with his arm or out on the edge.
You need 2 on 3rd. Binion back in the game. Keeper Jefferson not going to get there. Still fighting, but he'll be tackled right at the line of scrimmage. Ovie Ahufo came off the edge there. Deuce Chestnut, the corner, was pretty physical.
Well, they made him go sideways, Chris, and at 245 pounds to 250, that's what you want to see. You don't want to see the big man get downhill because of the penetration. He's got to try to bounce it, and that's where you can chase him down right there.
Chestnut just dove for his ankles and made the play. 4th and 2, offense on the field.
He's like a tight end when he runs the football. You want to see him go east and west and not north and south.
It's been a problem. And the play clock winding down. They'll have to take a timeout here. There's only 4 seconds left. Very, very important play as the Hogs try to answer LSU's touchdown. 4th and 2 when you come back.
Arkansas's had their opportunities tonight in the red zone. Here early, watch his play on the edge, able to force that ball high. Simeon Jones, 3rd and goal, false start. And they're down inside the 1-yard line, so that was an opportunity. Then other side of the field, 3rd and goal, the receiver unable to locate him, throws it away. So 2 missed opportunities for Jefferson. The Hogs, they did catch it on 1, and Now they're going to settle for a field goal.
Yeah, change of heart after the timeout. Here comes Little. On for his third attempt. It's a fake. Bolting up the middle is Max Fletcher. They don't settle for three. Trickery. He came here to win, and it shows.
As soon as they got that, Sam Pittman, like a receiver making a big catch, gives a first down sign. So proud of these guys pulling this off.
Fletcher, the Australian rules football guy. He's tall, gangly dude. 6'5", 174. Running right up there in traffic.
Look at Sam Pittman in the background. Excited, a gutsy call, 10-play drive. You're thinking, hey, to respond like that from that touchdown, a heck of a drive, just take some points. Instead they roll the dice.
They watch our games in Australia. They watch for the punts. They don't watch for the fake, but his man's fired up.
He should be.
All right, so now a chance to reclaim the lead here. Goes down from the 11. Tigers up crowding the line. It's a run all the way. Jefferson slammed to the ground. Mekhi Wingo, a physical tackle after a short gain.
Good job by the defense. Here's Sam Pittman I was telling you about. Watching. Boys, that one worked. That is a first down.
He was poker faced before, wasn't he? He went
arms crossed.
Going to tip you off. Something exciting was going to happen. This is where the students live down here. It's loud at this end. Play clock at 5. Jefferson. A lot of time retreating, not trying to create. He held the ball too long, and Wingo, who has stepped up in this series, got him to the ground. Waiting for number 18 to make big plays tonight.
Well, Weeks again comes with the delayed blitz, and it was the coverage, Chris, downfield that allows this defense to eventually get home. Look how relentless Weeks is as a young player. Initially makes the contact, and then the big fella Wingo is able to get home. And that is all about the coverage from LSU's back end.
Now Arkansas backed up. 3rd and 16, unless they can create something big here, as they will spend another timeout. So that's important in a game that figures to be tight down to the wire. Pittman seemed having to burn a couple of timeouts here. Mekhi Wingo, I think he's just still underrated. One of the elite defensive players, maybe not as known nationally, came from Missouri. He has made an impact in this crucial defensive series.
See where he's ranked for now, but you put he and the fact that Mason Smith is now back. He's worked his way back from that injury last year against Florida State. It seems like he's getting in better shape every week, but as a tandem, they're a handful. But to Arkansas's credit, they've been pretty stout inside themselves with Lemmer leading the way. This is a big drive. I think the reason Arkansas is burning these timeouts, 17-13, a low-scoring game. Every possession matters. They know they got into this red zone again. They do not want to have to settle for a field goal. So it brings up this big 3rd down. They can get a first down without putting the ball into the end zone.
Holly, it's pretty loud down there at this point.
It is loud, and it's partially because Mekhi Wingo has been destroying things right now. Both Sam Pittman, the coach of Arkansas, and their offensive coordinator, Dan Eno, said they think number 18 of LSU is the best defensive player in America. They knew how dangerous he was. They both think he's the very best, and he's showing it to them on this drive. He's just blowing it up right now.
3rd and 16. Jefferson swarmed again. Finally got him to the ground. It's Womack. He's one of the guys that doesn't get a lot of action. He's in there. Helmet comes off, getting to the quarterback.
Both ends. Look at Perkins. Forces him inside. He gets a hand on him, but it's Womack who ends up getting in there. Not seen very often. It's 6'5". Helmet comes off. How fired up is he?
He said this is a deep defensive line. He's definitely one of the unheralded guys. You don't expect him to step up. They trusted him down there in a pass rush situation.
Pass rush specialist.
So here we go. Unless they're thinking fake again. Little cut this to a 1-point lead from 40. And he knocks it through. So LSU's defense, after getting surprised by the fake, bows up with the pass rush, and the Tigers still lead by 1. Deshaun here.
ESPN College Football Primetime, presented by IHG Hotels and Resorts, is brought to you by Allstate and the Allstate AFCA Good Works team, recognizing the athletes for their charitable work. Visit ESPN.com/Allstate to learn more.
Arkansas, after that fake field goal, had a 1st and 10 at the 11, then back-to-back sacks. And look at Deshaun Womack playing high school football a year ago in the SEC. Helmet comes flying off.
And he's allowed to keep playing because he was already engaged in the tackle on Jefferson. So that's why the officials no call as far as the helmet coming off in the continuation.
Yeah, you can't continue to chase the quarterback, right, Bill?
That was a correct no call. He was already into the grasp of the quarterback, and he just continued normal action. He didn't chase him without the helmet.
The pass rush has been heated up, and Jefferson has gone down 4 times tonight. Curtis Wilson, the All-State bus here in Baton Rouge. What's your All-State good hands play today?
The Florida State-Clemson game. This is a chance for Clemson to maybe win the game. Minute 49. Jonathan White misses to the left. Goes to overtime. Top of the 1st. Travis Jordan up to Keon Coleman. High points that ball. Beautiful catch. Corner never saw it. Florida State defense holds on. And the Noles go to Death Valley and get their first win in Death Valley since Jamison Winston was, what, a freshman in 13.
Keon Coleman, one of the high-impact transfers in college football, the receiver from Michigan State to Florida State. So up by 1. Daniels on the keeper. Makes a cut. So smooth. You're right. Such different running styles with these quarterbacks, but they could be a nightmare for opponents, both of them.
Yeah, they're playing man-to-man, which is so dangerous because of this threat as a zone read. You can see he just goes right to the outside. Defense on the back end, locked up in man. He just reads Stewart off the edge, and man, he can accelerate quickly, especially when you play man coverage and give him all that room to run.
Caught when Wather, flat-footed, just ran right by him. Pitch near side. Quiet night for Mason Taylor, but the tight end makes the catch out near midfield. It's another 1st down.
Good recognition again. He's seen the experience of the quarterbacks. He had a blitz to his left. He had soft coverage on Taylor to his right. Simple read. There's Taylor to your far right. Nobody on him. Just take it. Seen Jefferson do that. Now you see Daniels do it. Might as well take the easy yards against soft coverage.
Caleb Jackson, he is a hammer. True freshman back. Powerful, just likes to run over people.
They're doing a good job at a muggy night down here in Baton Rouge of rotating these backs around Daniels. We've seen Diggs, we've seen Josh Williams, we've seen John Emery.
It's nice to have a deep rotation of backs and then a guy that powerful to just unleash downhill in the defense on a hot night.
Caleb Jackson brings it.
Oh, shows a little shiftiness. One guy is not going to easily bring him down. They move the sticks. Hudson Clark stopped him, and now he'll take his shoe to the sidelines.
He had a big moment last week. He didn't have a lot of carries, but he trucked a guy last week against Mississippi State, showing you what he can do with the power that he has, especially when you bring him in spot duty where he's fresh.
They're trying to keep fresh guys on the field. Wholesale changes up front for the Hogs here. It's Diggs at tailback. He makes a cut. They're going to be wearing down this front. Another big gain. 1st down.
Yeah, they are. They're doing a good job. Nice double team here. Just leaning on these bodies, bringing in fresh legs in that backfield. Great patience. Little hesitation there by Diggs. Probably the most complete of the backs, the veteran who transferred over from Notre Dame.
Neighbors split to the left of the formation. Single coverage over there. Daniels works back this side, and it's Thomas who's been the big playmaker tonight. Tackled by McLaughlin. Tacking on 1st down.
Strong arm. Left hash all the way to his far right. Throws it on a line. Really not a throw he cannot make.
It's fun to call plays when it's 2nd 1, 2nd 2, and that's what it has been on this drive as Diggs just hammers away another first down.
And I know both these teams are used to the heat and humidity, but LSU's sensing right now Arkansas is on their heels. They're attacking.
Diggs just powers ahead on their heels and on the ropes.
Those linebackers that have been so active for Arkansas right now not making the plays that they were earlier. They're trying to rotate bodies onto the field themselves, trying to stay as fresh as they can.
Kelly and Mike Denbrock cranking the tempo just a little bit subtly here. Try to increase the wear and tear on this defense. Daniels under pressure, flips it across the middle. Touchdown, Malik Neighbors. And the Tigers build their lead. Body blows in the running game, and then Neighbors sneaks out pretty open down there.
Watch, I'm going to back this up just a little bit. Watch his eyes peek. He senses that blitz to his left. Now he drops back, baits that blitz, and gets it off to Taylor to Neighbors for that touchdown. Anticipated, saw it the entire time, knew he had time for Neighbors to clear underneath and makes it an easy throw.
Neighbors, a guy who's worked hard at his maturity. At times in his career, he's been a little pouty when he hasn't gotten the football. The monster game a week ago. Thomas has been the big playmaker tonight until this. Touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. The last 3 Tigers drives. For a decade, ESPN has supported the CFP Foundation, bringing the college football community together during Extra Yard for Teachers Week. To celebrate and honor all the great teachers, CFP Foundation has recognized over 500,000 educators. For more, go to CFP Extra Yard. So the lead now 8 for the Tigers. Biggest deficit for Jefferson and company to Matt Berry.
Gentlemen, we have a developing story in South Bend. This was after a 4th and 1 stop. Travion Henderson takes it 65 yards for the touchdown. But the story after the Henderson touchdown is Marvin Harrison Jr. He gets rolled up on and twists his ankle. He has left the game with an injury. We'll keep you updated on that. But Harrison out with an ankle injury after the touchdown.
All right, Matty, we'll look for the updates on that. Buckeyes defense continues to pitch a shutout. So Dubinion harassed and knocked down behind the line of scrimmage. Harold Perkins making an impact.
We talk so much about Mingo and Smith, but how about the quickness from the depth that they have here with Jefferson? Look how quick he is. Chases him and forces him outside to allow the edge to make the play. But that was all Jordan Jefferson, transfer from West Virginia, showing some quickness there in the middle. I think that's the difference with LSU's defense this year. Real strength is the depth and the way they rotate up front.
Just a different level of intensity from this LSU defense. You see series now, Dubinion. So you say that, and then Hogs push the pile out near the first down marker at the 34.
And that right side with the center Lemmer and the right guard Braun just pushing their way. Watch the right side. Watch this push right here. If you're a running back, both double teams, just get behind that, bounce off the safety, keep those legs moving. It's like a 15-round fight. You keep using the boxing analogies.
Final 30 seconds of the third quarter. And 3rd down. And it's very patient. Jefferson sort of going behind the back over the right side for a first down.
Cannot say enough about how this Arkansas team has answered the bell. It's tough to do in this environment when you get down and that momentum starts to change and all this starts to pile on top of you. It's easy to fade away. We see it happen a lot, but they're not. They're staying in here and fighting.
This drive feels important with an 8-point deficit and their defense looking gassed in the last series. The battle for the boot. The final 15 minutes coming up here in Baton Rouge. You're watching ESPN College Football Primetime. Welcome back to this presentation of the SEC on ESPN. Party's broken out. Singing along to Garth Brooks. You get the fiddle player banked up. Calling Baton Rouge is a third quarter tradition here. Hogs trying to stage a comeback as we begin the final period. They feel they deserve better than being down 8, but just not efficient enough so far in the red zone. And a misfire on the right side.
There's a little movement up front with LSU, and as soon as they moved, and I'm sure there was a call for them to move, that's when Arkansas on the right side had movement themselves.
Ball start. Offense number 89.
See that so many times in college football with those offensive linemen in a loud environment. They're waiting, they're waiting, they're waiting. As soon as LSU moved, boom, there's movement from Arkansas.
Nathan backs the tight end, and again they got to start out behind the sticks. 1st and 15. Not easy the way the Tigers have heated up the pass rush. Is there another flinch? No.
That's the tight end.
Same guy again.
Like
Backs.
Nathan Backs, yeah. You got 2 tight ends there with.
Ball start. Offense number 89. Number 9. 5-yard line. First down.
Thing is, you do that once, they get loud. You do that again, this student section is in a frenzy.
And again, movement from the LSU defensive line. You can see how frustrated he is with himself. They're going to stick with that 12 personnel, the 1 running back and the 2 tight ends. Try to take care of the edges.
And 1st and 20. Jefferson wants to launch. Ball knocked loose. Swinson got there. It's ruled incomplete. Actually, have they blown a whistle? Somebody was alert because I did not initially hear a whistle. Now they're calling it incomplete.
I mean, his arm was obviously coming forward. You just wonder if the pressure got to him there early enough with Swinson to get that ball out. What do you think, Bill? His ball's hands coming forward, but did that ball come out before it did?
He may have gotten hit on the hand or on the arm. That ball may have turned just before it started forward. Replay obviously is taking a look at it, but they haven't stopped it yet.
That's a good look for you, Bill.
No, they'll take a closer look now. There was some hesitation. Arkansas is going to spend a timeout here. It's come unraveled. They've been up to it most of the night here. It's a challenge of playing on the road. There's another look. Does the arm come forward? I think it is there.
Just barely.
Like the call, yeah. But Kurt,
if it didn't, just a question for you. Nobody recovered the ball. The ball had come completely. It was done. The ball wasn't moving. And then LSU, somebody must have yelled to the defense, pick it up just in case. The ball was had stopped moving. So it wasn't immediately recovered. So if it was a fumble, how do you handle that?
The ball doesn't have to be moving if players are still going after it.
Nobody was going after the ball. It was like they ignored the ball. It was gone.
They go over and they pick it up.
They picked it up, but it was like, oh, that's right, kind of pick it up.
There was
Bill, watch the football.
Yeah.
I'm just curious how the rule. Let's say it is a fumble. Watch the football. Watch LSU's players. Do you think anybody's going for that ball? Ball's dead.
Perkins walked right by it.
What would the call be, Bill? I'm just curious.
Well, I agree there. All the players in that area have stopped playing, so you don't have an immediate recovery.
Jefferson says, forget the pass rush. I'm just going to take off and run on 2nd and 20. And that's a very positive play to stop the bleeding and get ahead of the sticks now.
Boy, is that a weapon to have him with that power. Able to run over a couple safeties there and just keep those legs moving. Gives them a chance here. They're way behind the sticks at 1st and 20. Now at 3rd and 6.
Jefferson. No nobody open. Still seeking a receiver. Lobs it downfield. And Haas got behind everybody. The play they needed. Jefferson just extending. And LSU's defensive backs fell asleep. A 59-yard touchdown.
And anytime a quarterback starts to move, you get some concerns with the defensive back not plastering and getting his eyes in the backfield. Jefferson buys time. Look at the defensive back right here. He's waiting. He's in a good position. Now his eyes are on the quarterback. Completely loses the tight end sneaking down that right sideline. It's a mental error by Alexander, who's in great position.
First they'll go for two in the tie here. Dominic Johnson. Jefferson for now under center. And a flinch. Oh my goodness.
Now they've been
left side of the line.
They've been doing that all night. Tough environment. Can't hear the cadence.
Offense number 62. 5-yard penalty.
Meanwhile, LSU's defense making it as tough as they can by bouncing around, moving around. There was just some more movement right before the movement there by Latham. So you have crowd noise. You got LSU's defense bouncing around.
That's a tough one for the captain there, who committed some damaging penalties last week against BYU. A false start in a 4th and 1 and a hold.
The crowd's been relatively quiet until these last couple drives. They've been burning their timeouts and pre-snap movement.
2-point play from the 8-yard line now. Jefferson to the end zone. Doesn't matter. It's Haas with the touchdown and the 2-pointer. And we are tied in Death Valley.
What a night for the true freshman out of Oklahoma. Haas sneaks behind coverage, gets away from Alexander. Give all the credit to Jefferson for baiting that defense towards him and then making this throw. There's the freshman. He's got to be thinking, what just happened? I got into the end zone. And they go right back to him for the 2-pointer after the penalty. The Hogs have tied it up here in the 4th.
That drive was not pretty, but it was gritty. They overcome 3 unforced errors, 3 false starts on the drive. They were backed up 2nd and 20. Remember, Jefferson scrambled, got it going. And then the complete coverage breakdown of the touchdown to Haas. And he catches the 2-pointer, and all new ball game, 14-11 to go. Let's take it back in with Matt Berry.
All right, Chris, going to get you caught up on a couple of things. Penn State, Iowa. Check that. Notre Dame, Ohio State. Gibran Payne takes it in for Notre Dame. 10-7 now. Buckeyes with a 3-point lead. Check it in on Washington State and Oregon State. Cam Ward to Josh Kelly. Washington State up 35-21. And coming up after this, Michael Penix Jr. in that loaded Pac-12. Little Pac-12 at the dark coming up in a bit.
All right, Matt, thank you. 2-by-2 look. Diggs in the backfield. Daniels gets the edge and will just scoot, sliding down after about a 6-yard gain. Flag on the play.
Way in the back.
Holding. Defense number 1. A 10-yard penalty will be assessed at the end of the run with an automatic first down.
Yep, Lorando Jackson, we call him Snacks. Penalties really beginning to pile up. They held the penalties in control after the debacle last week.
You get on islands against talented receivers, and it's hard to stay with them. You're holding on for everything, including the jersey sometimes.
Daniels flips it short. Taylor has got space. Nice design on the play, and all of a sudden, LSU in the Hogs territory at the 40.
Now they're bringing him from the backside. This is a play you see all over college and pro football. Hard to find him. From the right side, comes all the way over. No one picks him out the flat.
20-yard gain, and just like the last series, LSU coming up, they show simulated tempo here, trying to wear down this Arkansas defense. Remember how LSU was just going down the field in their last 3 possessions. Diggs head for about 4.
I mean, Arkansas has been playing a defense where they've been rolling the dice a bit with Travis Williams, and it worked early. But look at the adjustments. You got to give LSU, Brian Kelly, and Mike Denbrock a lot of credit. Early, there are a lot of punts. Since then, see the drive chart up. Hopefully, see what they've done these last 4 possessions, and look at how quickly 3 plays, 9 plays, a lot of explosive plays. Arkansas has got to put a cap on the top of this defense.
Emery is the back now. They fake it to him, and Daniels wanted to launch downfield, just checks it down, and Taylor couldn't come up with a low throw. So 3rd and 6 now.
He keeps getting lost. Those backers getting ISO'd man to man and doing a good job of finding a way to get him freed up underneath with room to work. That time he just drops the ball. That probably would have been a first down.
Talked about the explosives. LSU's only had 7 previous 3rd down plays tonight, converted 4 of them. Snaps the streak of 8 straight completions for Daniels. Diggs on the ground picks it up as they find a crease in the middle of that Hogs front.
But Taylor's been going to the outside, but this time he goes in motion. He makes a block on the edge. Nice split zone, opens up, breaks that arm tackle, and he gets the first.
He's got it again. 12-yard run on 3rd and 6. What a big play.
Get fresh legs in the backfield. Boy, this since the end of the first half, we keep using a boxing analogy. LSU's punching hard with a couple quick touchdowns. Arkansas with a counter punch where they had that 15-play drive, had to settle for a field goal. LSU comes back with another big touchdown. And then Arkansas, their own 59-yard touchdown. Just a back and forth these last 30 minutes.
It's been fun. Jaden flips it down. Diggs makes the catch, gets down inside the 20. So it'll be another 3rd down play.
Much more conservative with Travis Williams after all those big plays. A little bit more zone here, trying to keep it in front, make them have to earn it.
LSU ran for it on 3rd down from about this distance moments ago. Diggs is still in the game, and now it's LSU's turn to misfire.
Eric Gregory right over top of the football, just a mental error.
Offside. Defense number 50. In the neutral zone with contact. It's a 5-yard penalty. The yardage results in a first down.
I thought it was a flinch up front. It was Gregory bumping into the center.
Yeah, watch the quarterback. That used to be a snap count. Now it's a hard clap. Good job by the offense of holding steady. That hard clap drew the nose guard Gregory over.
Man, does that sting? If you're an Arkansas fan, they convert with a penalty. It's a new set of downs here at the 14. Diggs, physical run. It has been combative down there inside the 10-15-yard line tonight, or both sets of trenches here. A lot of options if you're LSU, right? The power game is working. You get Daniels on the edge. You
get some one-on-one on the outside.
2 effective receivers as Neighbors off to the left. One-on-one coverage. Keeper. Daniels. Great job containing him. Wanted to get wide, and now a flag comes in at the end of the play.
Block in the back. Offense number 50. It's a 10-yard penalty. Replay 2nd down.
They tackle Emory Jones.
This time they actually sat back in zone. You remember this play where you go out into the flat? The option here is for Daniels to either pull this and run it or throw it. This time they just want to get him on the edge to run it. There's the penalty right there. An effort play by Emory Jones, but it's the reason Daniels was able to cut back underneath that.
You know, it's LSU going to have to try to overcome a self-inflicted wound. 2nd and 17. Neighbors slot right. Brian Thomas far left. Diggs goes in motion. Daniels looking to the end zone. Launches. Neighbors. Touchdown LSU. Beautiful throw by Daniels. He liked that one.
What a route by Neighbors. Matched up against Singletary. They've been playing zone, this time man-to-man. He had no chance of staying with Neighbors. Great route. That slot fade, has room to work, gets both feet down. Just for good measure, puts the brakes on before he hits the wall there. And a great throw there by Daniels for this touchdown.
This passing game took a while to get going, but Daniels now 4 touchdown passes, 2 each to the 2 main weapons. Thomas with a couple of 49-yard receptions, and Neighbors has caught a couple, and LSU back in front by 7. 9:43 to play.
ESPN College Football Primetime is presented by IHG Hotels and Resorts. 18 hotel brands, 1 loyalty program. Download the app.
4 consecutive 75-yard touchdown drives for LSU. Beautiful pitch and catch, huh?
Yeah, let's look at Neighbors eliminate this cushion right there with a nice inside stem. Poor Singletary never had a chance. His feet were just frozen, and he had room to work to the outside. It's a play you practice all the time. And practice during the week, the timing was perfect, and ball up in the air where Daniels could run right underneath it.
For Daniels, improving the deep shot accuracy, a huge point of emphasis in the offseason. Tonight, completed 4 deep shots of his 6 for 3 touchdowns. Highly impressive connection with Neighbors and Daniels.
Yeah, you see the chemistry building. Last week, over 200 yards. This week, oh, they are feeling it. But it has come from a lot of hard work. These guys get up together. 5:30 in the morning, they meet at the football facility. So the quarterback and all the wide receivers watch film together. Jaden Daniels actually went to Brian Kelly and said, I need more time in the building. His fingerprint only worked from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. So now it's 24 hours, and he's spending it with the wide receivers getting that chemistry.
Hogs try to answer here. Dubinion, the short game. You got to have good chemistry with your receivers. If they're going to say, all right, but I'll meet you at 5:30.
I was going to say, good job by the fellas getting up. That's a heck of a commitment in college to get up. That shows what they're committed to do. I'll never forget in 2019 seeing Joe Burrow and those receivers, of course, Jefferson and Chase and all that. Those guys, the commitment that they made to have a great year that season.
Batted down to the line of scrimmage. It was Greg Penn who got a hand up. It's going to be hard to ever match that 2019 LSU offense. They're sort of the benchmark, I think, in the modern game. But it's an inspiration for LSU. These guys, know what's expected of them at this school.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it goes back even before that. There's incredible history and tradition here, Joe. And that group took it to a whole different level. What a play that time to be able to knock that ball down. That was a big gain if Greg Penn was not able to get up and knock it away.
Hogs need 4 on 3rd. Oh, another flinch on the right side. Wow, those tight ends are having a hell of a time holding their water. That time it's Has.
Ball start. Offense number 9. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
I mean, you could overcome like they did the last drive, but in the long run, it's just too tough.
And again, Savion, see that move by Savion Jones? Every single time they've flinched, it's been movement by LSU, just lateral movement, trying to affect the communication. What they're doing is they're drawing them off every time.
Now it's 3rd and 9. False start number 6. It's a big groan from the Hog faithful watching tonight. Jefferson trying to stay alive in the pocket, puts it to Dubinion, who makes a man miss and scoots for a 1st down. Dubinion with a straight arm bouncing off Burns. It was Andre Sam who had a chance to grab him early, couldn't.
Are you kidding me with the poise from KJ Jefferson? That is unbelievable. Game on a line, 3rd down, near his own end zone. Look at him sit in his pocket. People hitting him on the shoulder pad, and he calmly just finds the check down up against a safety to make him miss for a 1st down.
Big guy's got it on the edge now. We talked about this being a duel between the two guys who each believe they are the top quarterback this year in the SEC, and they both showed their skill set tonight.
They lived up to it. What doesn't show up in the numbers is coming in here and being a quarterback. You mentioned how he's been here. This is his third time. He's been in a lot of other SEC buildings where it's gone well and it's gone not so well. I think that's really hardened him and allowed him to play with tremendous poise this season.
Binion, he is a real team guy, just the leader, the alpha of this offense. And you're right, you need a guy in the huddle who can do that in this environment, trying to, again, fight from behind.
This team really feeds off of that poise. Gives them a belief. I tell you, Binion's running with some purpose tonight, isn't he? I mean, we thought we'd see more of A.J. Green. They bring in the short yardage back, Dominic Johnson, but Binion has been running hard with high knees.
Almost 6 yards of carry tonight. Now see if they don't flinch. They just need a yard here. Yep. The time they stay put. And Dominic Johnson powers for a first down inside the 40. Holly, what are they trying to do to solve that problem on the O-line down there?
Well, after that last drive where they had 3 false start penalties, Sam Pittman sat down on the bench in front of his offensive line and got after them. They went over the issues, what's going wrong. Some of the guys admitted they can't hear, and KJ Jefferson and them got on the same page. It's about 104 decibels down here, but they are definitely trying to fix this issue.
You don't expect to hear in here, do you? Jefferson, pressured, climbs the pocket, launches downfield, caught! Touchdown, Andrew Armstrong! And the Hogs leader answers a 37-yard strike, but wait a minute, there's a flag way behind the play, and it's going to come off the board. A hold nullifies the touchdown.
They may have gotten the center, Bo Limmer, who's had a huge night. Instead of staying in the middle, he actually is going to pull out all the way out to the right to take on Savion Jones, and he obviously does hold him. Wraps up around him. I was just about to say what a great job by KJ Jefferson climbing in the pocket, showing that same poise on the last third down.
What a difference, Kirk. It's that the bear hug there costs him a touchdown, makes it 1st and 20. One more time, can they overcome a self-inflicted wound? Sets up, launches downfield, and he's got Has again. And the freshman banging off people. All of a sudden, LSU's lost track of the young tight end.
Yeah, they sure have, and they're going to clear it with these 2 outside receivers. Watch how they take the defenders with them. See the tight end works to the outside where that man-to-man is taken away. Nobody takes him. Greg Penn, I think, had him isolated one-on-one, and he got free behind the coverage.
It's a tough matchup for middle linebacker downfield. So they overcome the hold, right back in scoring position. Dubinion, that time they swarm him behind the line. Big number 99, Jordan Jefferson. Tackle him behind the line.
We came in here thinking Wingo and Smith would be making plays, but instead it's 99 with just incredible quickness. This guy's 317 pounds, and his first step in get-off is as good as we've seen.
Transfer from West Virginia. Hogs behind the sticks again on 2nd down and 13. It has been a nightmare down here. Just 1 touchdown in the 4 red zone possessions. Twice drives installed at the 5-yard line. Play clock winding down.
Offense number 1. 5-yard penalty.
Well, they didn't have any timeouts. Didn't have any timeouts to take there, and it's going to cost them 5 yards.
Good as KJ Jefferson has played tonight between the false starts up front and this time a delay of game. Just he's got to have a little bit of urgency and awareness of that play clock. He really didn't get started until there were about 7 or 8 seconds on the play clock.
9 penalties since halftime. 2nd and 18. KJ launching for the end zone again. He's trying to get the ball to Tesla, covered by Burns, third down.
He got hit right as he threw it. Braden Swinson got in, got around the left side, watched the pressure off to the left. Kind of a bull rush, turns it into a speed. Somehow, with his size and arm strength, got that football where he almost got a chance for Tesla to make a catch.
Four-man rush. Jefferson flushed on the run, flicks it to the end zone. No chance to make a play. It was Haas out there, and now it's 4th and 18.
There's a late hit.
Oh, no.
On Jefferson. Perkins was right there. There's a flag down right after he threw the football. He got hit by Harold Perkins, and the flag came right down. I'm assuming it's going to be a late hit. Roughing the passer.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Forward defense. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
It's LSU's turn to make a crushing mental mistake. I mean, it's 4th and 18. They're sending out a field goal team.
Bill, what do you think of that call?
On the edge, but protects the quarterback. The ball's released. He sees it away.
Ball marched down to the 11. First down. Arkansas, new life. Their mistakes have put them in trouble. Perkins, one of the more impactful defensive players in the country, makes a negative impact play. Jefferson flips it open, has again, waltzes in. The freshman tight end from Oklahoma has made a huge impact. Arkansas's turn to march 75 yards and a PAT away from tying this.
They have answered every single time. Remember, we saw Mason Taylor run this before? Now it's Arkansas's chance. Look at that defense. Eyes on the quarterback. Nobody picks the tight end up who moves from his right to the left in the flat. You see it run all over football. In the NFL and college, those tight ends are always open and always get lost on that little hide route. What poise by K.J. Jefferson in Arkansas. Continue to answer the bell.
Cam Little knocks through the PAT. K.J. Jefferson, 77th touchdown responsible for, ties the school record held by Matt Jones. Tied up with 5:06 to go. The Hogs' last visit here, a very different kind of game, was overtime. Dominic Johnson is a young guy. He's out there tonight. Made that catch. Nussmeier was the quarterback at that point. And Arkansas boots the field goal, 16-13 to take the boot back to Fayetteville. Kind of do the same thing tonight in a much wilder game. But the pattern of close battles in this rivalry continues. Daniels, 4 consecutive long touchdown drives. Can he produce a game-winning one? We'll find out.
Matt Berry back on our college football studio. Update on Notre Dame, Ohio State. 2nd and goal. Sam Hartman, Rico Flores Jr. And Notre Dame is taking the lead on the Buckeyes, 14-10. Michael Penix Jr. And a marquee day for the Pac-12 continues coming up following LSU Arkansas right here on ESPN.
Matty, thank you. See the Buckeyes right back trying to answer down to the red zone there. Meanwhile, 5:06 to go. Daniels. Orders far side, wide open his neighbors. He beat the safety, Clark. That's been a tough matchup.
It really has. I think when Clark's been in zone, the awareness around his area has been open. And it seems like every time Jaden Daniels drops back to throw, he's looking his way and finding an open receiver either in front or a couple times behind for big plays.
This pass game operating with scary efficiency in these 4 consecutive touchdown drives. 36-yard gain there. Pop pass. Thomas, who's caught the 2 long touchdowns, is knocked down after a short gain.
Better job of pursuing and run to the football. Good job by Jaden Johnson to force that back inside.
You want to score quickly? You want to just have it be the last possession?
LSU, 3 second-half possessions, 3 touchdowns. Arkansas has had the 2 touchdowns and a field goal. We haven't had a punt or a turnover. It's just been all offense, the way we like it.
Enough inside. I thought you liked those good defensive struggles.
Yeah, like a what, an Illinois Purdue kind of game? What are you talking about? No, I like points.
It's been really good. Different kinds of drives. Arkansas overcoming penalty after penalty with Jefferson leading and connecting with his tight end. Wondering if he'll get a chance to answer here.
Just wants his hands on the ball one more time. LSU smartly not in any hurry at all. Comfortably working the clock. Those blown timeouts from Arkansas looming large here with under 3.5 to go.
Sure are. They're in fringe field goal range at the moment. Needing 4 on 3rd. Daniels near side, easy pitch and catch. That's Neighbors in front of McLaughlin, first down.
Yeah, they brought pressure. They've been mixing it up, some zone. This time, blitz. Here's the matchup right here. Not bad coverage. That blitz is coming, picked up, and then he works back. Ball's thrown to the outside shoulder. And Neighbors always helps his quarterback out, coming back to the football. Still picks up and up for the first down.
The monster game a week ago, 239 receiving yards. Tonight, Neighbors 134 on his 9 catches and the 2 touchdowns. Exactly what Kelly wants. First down and a chance to use more clock. They run the play clock all the way down to 2. Diggs, a burst into the secondary, banging down for a 1st and goal.
How about the offensive line? Will Campbell, Mason Taylor, the tight end. They get up to that 2nd level. Watch these blocks right here. Get up. He reads that in man. Nice wall built there by Taylor and Campbell. And quickly, they're deep into Arkansas territory, working that clock.
It's going to take everything this Arkansas defense has got to prevent a touchdown here. They have not been able to put up much resistance.
All kidding aside at this point, without timeouts, I think what you said, you let them score. At this point, I think you do.
If you're LSU, do you just play for the chip shot here?
Yeah, you probably do.
You know, the play clock was down, so Kelly will spend a timeout.
Yeah, I mean, if you're just tuning in, you're flipping the channel around. It's been an amazing game. Kind of going back and forth. And the fact it's here in Baton Rouge, when LSU scored, they take a lead, you're thinking Arkansas is done. KJ Jefferson comes back and finds a wide open freshman tight end to tie it back up when he found Haas. And just like that, LSU comes back. Okay, Arkansas is definitely done this time. Gets it to Haas again to tie it up. And now LSU on the drive again here with under 2 minutes to go.
Kelly wanted to see Daniels stack another efficient performance on top of last week's brilliant game against State. It got off to a little bit of a rough start. 7 for 14. Didn't have a big play through his interception there. But since then, the efficiency has been unbelievable, and they've just been picking apart this Razorback secondary.
Yeah, those first 2 or 3 series, he wasn't just a scheme from Arkansas. I think he just was kind of getting his feet settled in. He had such a big game against Mississippi State, but after he and the offense and Denbrock, the OC, made the adjustments, man, they have been lights out.
Interesting strategic here for Kelly, Kirk. What do you think?
I want to see what Arkansas, if they try to tackle, or they're going to let him score.
Diggs. Well, if you're LSU, that's what you want, a positive game. They can run 40 more seconds off.
The reason I say you let him score, I mean, you hate to give in and let him score, but just anything to give your quarterback a chance to get his hands back on the ball, right? I mean, the way he's played tonight.
Man, you see timeouts spent early looming large. It hurt Dabo Swinney and Clemson in that game against Florida State, spending some timeouts on defense. Didn't have one late.
Yep.
The Hogs using all 3 of their timeouts. Remember, 2 on 1 series.
Right.
So Kelly is wanting to use every bit of the play clock before he signals a timeout right about the 1 minute mark. It'll be exactly 59 to play. The rankings brought to you by Prudential. Harbaugh comes back. Michigan wins. Texas, you figured, can Baylor, even though they struggle, be a trap game? Longhorns steamrolling toward Red River with a nice win. Good win on the road for Oklahoma as well. Washington and Cal coming up after we're done here.
Yeah, Oregon with a convincing win against Colorado. Notre Dame's up 14-10. They just got a 4th-and-1 stop against Ohio State. And College Game Day, you know, you've been on that show in the past for years and years, 25 years.
Remember that, yeah.
One spot we've never been, or one of the few spots we've never been, is Duke. And Notre Dame, I don't know if they're going to hold on to win or not, but Ohio Game Day will be going to Duke. As much for Duke's story as it is about Notre Dame, it's Duke and Mike Elko become a great story. So we'll be headed to Duke for the first time ever.
The college basketball game day has been there probably a lot.
Oh, yeah.
The students are aware the show exists for football as well. I'm sure they'll tune up.
I'm hoping so. I think they will.
So now Kelly has the one timeout to play with. 2nd and goal. Ball to 4. They can create a walk-off chip shot field goal if they want to here, and not give the ball back to Jefferson. Question is, will they choose to do that? Diggs. He's fighting for every yard. They're trying to score clearly, but it works out well for them, not getting in.
Yeah, and Arkansas is trying to obviously stop them. So much for the strategy of just letting them score to get the ball back. I mean, they're going to work this clock down. He'll come all the way down again.
Mistake in your mind? Should the Hogs let him kind of walk in?
I don't know if it's a mistake. It's just it's what he thinks gives him the best chance. He wants to make the kicker have to win the game. He's asking his defense to hold him.
I mean, that is very debatable. It's one of these interesting strategic things, because if you don't let him score to get the ball back and have a chance to tie it up and force overtime, very likely never going to see the football again. And you got a very, very reliable kicker in Damian Ramos, basically an extra point to win this game.
Well, but again, I think with Arkansas and with Sam Pittman, the strategy he's brought into this game is worked. So it's hard. It's really hard for a coach who believes in physicality to say, all right, just let them score. I think
it's hard, but
it goes against the win. It kind of goes against the DNA of the Arkansas program. So I understand from his perspective. I think a couple guys up here wearing ties or looking down at the field, you could say maybe, hey, just whatever it takes, let them score, just to give KJ Jefferson a chance. Now, if you had 3 timeouts or 2 timeouts, it would make sense, but Arkansas has just worked that clock down. And remember, Clemson today missed a field goal late, so you never know with kickers, right? Pat McAfee might be watching. You never know with kickers are crazy.
You never know, but sometimes you, based on history, the guy who was a walk-on initially at Baltimore comes in here has become very reliable.
And they're out of timeouts, so you can't get it in the middle of the field and then spike it, right? So to get it, because it'd be 3rd down and 4th down. So an interesting call here for Brian Kelly. Maybe you put one up in the air for Neighbors one-on-one.
You could say he should have saved the timeout to set up the field goal attempt. It was interesting the way he spent two.
Here's the matchup.
Using up all the time. And Daniels lobs it out of the end zone. Neighbors was in the area. Now,
hey, you do
8 seconds ago, you got to bring on the field goal team.
You give your guy a chance to win one-on-one. If it misses, it's okay. Clock stops. Plenty of time. No one's rushing. No one's panicking. Kind of an obvious call there. Give him a shot. Now you bring out the kicker and hope he doesn't have a kicker moment.
Ramos, short boot to win the Golden Boot. Slade Roy, the snapper. Bramlett, the punter, is the holder. A chip shot to all but secure a hard-fought win. No problem. Credit Daniels and this offense. A 72-yard drive in 9 plays. Very importantly, they used 5 minutes of the clock and set up the chip shot. What a performance by Daniels tonight.
Good snap, good hold. Pressure doesn't get to the 3 of them. Ramos puts it through. What a hard-fought game. You know, you get into conference play, it hits differently. It's a battle. You know, Arkansas put everything into this game. Coming off that loss at home to BYU, you knew they were going to come out swinging. KJ Jefferson, brilliant tonight in the way he played with such poise here in Death Valley. Sam Pittman's got to be proud of his team, but he is not in this for moral victories. He felt that they could have executed better in the red zone. They had their chances 5 times, only coming away with 2 touchdowns. And there's the MVP, Jaden Daniels, 20 of 29 for 320 and 4 through the air.
I think you're right to salute Jefferson. So much heart. This was a battle of, I think, the 2 guys who are playing the best quarterback in this conference. A lot of mutual respect between these 2 guys. It's Daniels who, in the end, had the ball last, and that makes the difference. LSU's offense just unstoppable after halftime and use up just the 1 second. So we'll come out and try to heave it downfield and lateral it a bunch of times. 13 of 15, 250 and 4 touchdowns after starting out 7 for 14, having that interception.
Give Mike Denbrock some credit, Brian Kelly, the adjustment to what Arkansas was doing defensively. Travis Williams had a nice plan, but LSU making some great adjustments, and Jaden Daniels just kind of got settled in. That one big touchdown that he hit near the end of the first half just got him on track.
So LSU's going to improve, could jump back into the top 10 perhaps. Final play. Jefferson with that strong arm will launch it downfield into traffic, and it is intercepted. So a desperation heave picked off at the end, and LSU is going to survive. Again, the Golden Boot comes down to 3. Alexander made that final pick. And Jaden Daniels produces some magic tonight. He's just got it. Both coaches are right. This is going to be a tight battle. It's going to come down to a couple of plays here. This one stings for Pittman after a heartbreaking loss a week ago. Now they jump into a serious gauntlet. They'll have to test their mettle going forward now.
Oh, yeah. It's going to get tougher for them. LSU fired up to bring the boot home with these 2 quarterbacks recognizing each other. Become friendly over the years because of the competition over the last couple. But give Jaden Daniels, who looks like he's getting ready to talk with Holly, a lot of credit for getting his rhythm going and finding a way to win a hard-fought football game.
Well, we got more football coming up. Michael Penix Jr., speaking of quarterbacks who've been outstanding, Washington will host Cal coming up soon here. It was fun at the Bayou. Bill Bonnell produced it. Jimmy Plant directed it for Kirk and Holly and our entire crew here in Baton Rouge. Chris Fowler saying good night from the Bayou. Pac-12 After Dark coming up. But first, back to Matt Berry in the studio.